Yeah, it's very close to a cult. It resembles ancient cultic activity, and they were they linked they have as their mascot the serpent, snakes, and these and they're all over they're all over all the continents, all over the world, in every geographic area where there's human activity and human populations. They believe in this ancient reptilian race of beings. It's somewhere hidden in their their records and in their oral traditions. They believe that these Anunnaki gods are star people and reptilian. They're part reptilian, part human, and they're subterranean. They have fortifications below the surface of the earth. Sometimes, and every once in a while, they show up. They come out of their hiding, out of their caves, and they roam about. And some of them have been affected by wars, but there are still survivors of this reptilian race of beings, supposedly. And every once in a while, you hear about cases. They call them shapeshifters, or they look like extraterrestrials, and some of them may be extraterrestrials, but some of them may just be these remnants of these ancient beings that were once that were very prevalent in ancient times before the global flood. And that's why you have this story of a serpent approaching Adam and Eve in the garden, challenging the authority of God and trying to get them to disobey God's commands. Yeah, this serpent, a reptilian creature that could have been one of these reptilian people, trying to tempt the original man, or at least that's how people interpreted the story, and they wrote it down for us. So yeah, it's a cultic regime, and I believe it's still alive today. There are people who still worship these serpent beings, these seraphims. I think they call them seraphims in some cultures, or the jinn, they're spirits, but apparently they can inhabit the bodies of other animals and other, even humans. They can possess their bodies and their minds and their emotions. They're not visible, but they are visible, but they're inside of us. They're inside of our bodies. They're, it's not just electrical impulses and neurology. It's more than that. There's an invisible spiritual element to all this. Some call them demons, or some call them fallen angels. Some call them aliens. There's all kinds of different names that these ancient people gave them. But I believe they're real. I haven't met one personally, but I've seen some of archaeological evidence and some heard some testimonies from people who've encountered them. And it's not just a here, a little here and a little there. There's stories like this all over, all the time. And some of them, probably more, would be spoken about if some didn't keep silent for fear of being labeled as a loony. They don't want to be labeled as a loony bin, someone who might be crazy or not all there mentally. So they keep to themselves about their experiences when they're abducted, or when they're channeling, or when they've made contact with these entities. They might keep it to themselves or within their little social private groups, seances or whatever.